Alright, Mega here with the Hendon Galant VR4. The exploding Galant VR4. Anyway, I wound up getting the right hose. It's been like almost like a month since the last time I shot that video, but it's a hose 24716. It's a Gates gas filler neck hose. It's basically the same hose, smaller diameter. It uses a 1.5 inch diameter as opposed to a 2 inch. So and then I already cut the pipe that I wanted to use last time. I hope whatever black paint Mitsubishi used on this is fuel resistant, or else you're gonna have I'm gonna have paint flakes in my gas tank. But I guess the fuel filter will catch that, hopefully. And it's super windy right now. The wind is trying to blow the cover off my Z. Alright, so yeah. So we're just gonna jack it up the same way I jacked it up before, and then we'll get on it. Should be pretty easy. I already cut the pipe. All I have to do is oh, I need to get couplers for this too. I have to go find some couplers, but I have a box of couplers up there in that milling box, and should be good. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to cut this down a little bit to get it to fit. I probably will wind up cutting as much of the other hose as possible, is what I'm thinking, so I can get as much of this new hose in there as much as I can. But I'm sure I'm gonna have to cut it down the size. So yeah, so there it is. I cut the pipe. I cut the pipe with the Sawzall. I got some pictures of it, but there it is. I cleaned it out with a napkin. I might want to clean it out again. It had some kind of like oily, dirty residue in it, but it's pretty clean now. What else? Yeah, and it's got some white paint on it, but it doesn't matter. It's on the outside. What's important is on the inside, and it's got some kind of beads on it. I don't know what they're from, why they're there, but it'll help keep it from popping out, I guess. But it's not like it's under a lot of pressure. I think it's all it is just to, you know, guide the fuel into the gas tank when you pump it up. So there it is. Let's get the car in the air. Alright, Mega here. I got the Hendon Galant VR4 up in the air here, and we're gonna go fix this gas tank here. So before I start cutting things and taking stuff out, we're gonna go and do some measurements first, just to make sure everything fits, just like last time. I want to make sure it fits in there properly. Okay, I got my caliper here. Let's go and measure. I guess the only thing we can really measure is the outer diameter of the hose, which I've already put tape over, so it's bigger than normal. So it's about 1.9 inches outer diameter, and it's about 2.1 inches outer diameter. A little bigger, but I think that's okay. Plus it may be thicker. Yeah, I think this is probably thicker than that, but I guess we won't find out until we actually rip that hose out, because I can't really get the caliper in there. There's not enough room. It's like really smashed up against that tank. Hopefully when I take this hose out, it won't get all over the place. Oh yeah, we can do the outer. Usually we can use the top, the filler neck. It may be different, but let's see. So we got a 1.70 inch outer diameter for the filler, and we got a 1.8 or 1.7, so that's pretty close. And I know this fits in here perfectly, so I think I'm going to go ahead and go for it. The 2 inches is way too big. You would have to like scrunch it a lot, and I didn't like that. But I think this will be a little bit bigger, and it'll be okay. What I'm going to do is kind of match this up here. So I mean, it'll be okay, I guess. what we need to do is cut off a significant amount of the hose so it'll fit there. I'm assuming, boy, how much you have to cut? At least this much out where my finger is, so cut about like half of it. But I'll go measure the bend. So, all right, there we go. Once I cut this, I can't return it. All right, and I also the other one I returned, I had to pay shipping on it, so it sucks. I wound up spending more money to get another one. So that is the drawback of buying parts on Amazon, and you have to return it. So, Auto Parts Star, not so big a deal. All right, so I'm gonna do some measurements and then some. Also, if you're wondering how I cut this piece of pipe, I used a sawzall to cut it. I used a sawzall and then I smoothed it out with the grinding wheel, and it looks pretty good. I'll probably clean out the inside real quick. But all right, there it is. Here's what we're working with. So I cut the hose right here. Probably not the straightest cut, so it looks pretty good. It's a little crooked, but it's fine. No biggie. So that's the part that's gonna go into the tank. See how well it fits. Oh, that looks perfect. Perfect. If I had to put it in there a little bit cockeyed, it's okay, but now that's perfect, dude. Okay. So now, oh, I know. I'm wondering where I have to cut this hose. This hose is really hard too. I don't know if, I hope it doesn't crack when I try to put this other hose in. Oh boy. I don't know. This is kind of dangerous. It may not work. I may have to cut into this little jacket here, so I can't really shove it far enough up there. That's the problem. Yeah, I might have to cut a little bit of this jacket up. I don't even really know what this is for anyways. But anyway, it's gonna go like that. So you got it? What I'm gonna do is let's cut this off. We can always zip tie it back on, and then we'll just go, we'll work from there. I would rather cut into this. Let me think. I'd rather have more of this, but we'll see. I don't think I should cut too big a piece off first. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, well, let's cut this off first. Okay, so I cut the jacket off. Where'd it go? It's right here. So I cut that jacket off. We can zip tie it back on later. I use these cutters and I cut into it maybe like 20 times or so. It came off. So it's pretty hard. I'm kind of not sure about cutting what I'm worried about is when I put the hard pipe in. These are the clamps that I got for it. It should fit. When I put this pipe in, it's gonna have to flare out a little bit on this, and what I'm afraid of is when I try to put it in there and flare it out, it's gonna crack. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I would rather just replace the whole thing if I could. If this doesn't work, well, you're gonna be kind of screwed because it's gonna be exposed to the elements. I can probably stuff a rag in there or something, but I can probably, this looks like a 45-degree bend. You can probably get a piece of 45-degree hose, and then that'll like double your cost. I'm trying to reuse this hose because it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird shape, but I guess if I wanted to remake the whole hose, I would need a 45-degree section right here, and then that should be able to do it. But we're gonna try to reuse this section here. And if it doesn't work, well, then I'll be kind of screwed. So I decided to cut it like right around here-ish. That way, if it cracks, I can keep on cutting it, keep on trying until maybe it'll go back on properly. So here it goes. Hopefully it won't start leaking. I don't think it'll be leaking fuel because look at how much angle the car is at right now. There's not a lot of gas in the car. It's like a 30-degree angle, man. Yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure the gas is like on the other side of the tank right now. But yeah, so here it goes. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna cut it with. I have that saw that I use. Where'd it go? The saw. Oh, I have no idea what happened, what I did with that other saw. But I'll probably use this one. This one has, it cuts past the end of the saw. So, but it's the wrong way right now. Pull this guy out, flip it around. Oh, you can adjust the length. Oh, this is cool. So, I don't know, I probably want it a little bit longer. I got this at Daiso, by the way. This is a great little saw. I put these in all my tire vulcanizing, tire plug kits. Okay, only $1.50. So hopefully that'll do the trick. I'm gonna start cutting into it, like right around there. I'm gonna saw right through it. All right, here's what I got. Hopefully it won't crack. Okay, so I didn't think about it, but if I saw this, I already started sawing it a little bit, and it seems okay. It's really hard, but if I keep on sawing this, it's the pieces of rubber that's coming out from it is going to fall into the gas tank, and I kind of don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unbolt it now on the bottom right here. I managed to get it out. It's not leaking. I'm going to go stuff a rag in there. Keep dirt from getting in there. I got the rag stuffed in there. I can saw away all I want now. Okay, was it tough sawing that off. I did a pretty good job though. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. That's the part I gotta replace it with. So, okay, so yeah, like I had thought, a lot of that black stuff, the pieces of rubber, started falling out of this end of the hose when I started sawing it. So that would have gone straight into the gas tank. So it's a good thing I did that. All right, so now what I have to do is hopefully stick this in there, and hopefully it doesn't crack that hose. But I think it'll be okay. Oh man, it's like just the exact size. Shit. Well, that sucks. Or it's gonna have to flare out a lot. Or maybe I'll have to. I don't know what to do, man. Shit. It's the wrong size hose. I mean, it needs to flare out a little. So it needs to happen. All right, hopefully. Okay, so I measured it. The inner diameter of that hose is 1.6, and this is a 1.7 outer diameter. It's a 1.7, like 1.76 almost. Let's see what the size of this 1.7. 1.7, but the bead around it, on the tip, is 1.78. So this is the right size. It's the right size, but the problem is the hose is so old. It's the same size as the bead, so that should be fine. The hose is so old it will not expand anymore. We're gonna have to try to shoehorn it in there, or maybe try to grind enough of the hose inside, you know, to get it to fit. Damn it, this sucks. Or I can do what I said. I can get a 45-degree hose and stick it on the filler neck. But okay, man, this sucks. It's hard to get that thing to flare out that much. There's no way the 2-inch would have worked. You know, it's a weird size hose. It's just shrunk over time, you know, and it's gotten hard. So I don't know what to say. The best thing to do would be get another 45-degree hose. But I'll still work on it. You see, I got about like 80% of it in there, and if I had a heat gun, I could heat the rubber up, you know, and it might expand a little better. But I don't have a heat gun. That's the problem. So we're just gonna have to kind of force it in there. I'm fairly certain we can get it in there without breaking the hose. The hose is still pretty pliable up here anyways, so I think that'll be okay. That leads me to believe maybe we should have just put it up here, because this hose may touch the their fuel may come up this hose and may harden it eventually and break it, but I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully if I can find a whole replacement hose, and that'll solve everything, you know. It would be a lot easier, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna try to lube it up with some WD-40. So I didn't have any like silicone lube lying around, but I watched online that this does not degrade rubber. WD-40 does not degrade rubber. So there was like, somebody did a test on it and it was okay. So if I spray a little bit on that, hopefully we can get it on there. Hopefully it'll slip in there. Right. It's almost like installing a tire on a motorcycle wheel. You gotta use a tire lever. Okay. Go for it. We'll use a little bit of WD-40. Okay. It's tough, man. It fits in there just right. I got it like, it was like 98% of it in there, and then like it just won't go in anymore. I just have to keep on working at it. It is I have them put a lot of pressure on it too. Alright. Okay, I got it in there somehow, but I don't know if I can push it in there enough. So I got a hair dryer. What I can do is heat up. What I've been doing is I grinded it a little bit, and then I used a whatchamacallit, a pry bar to get it in there, kind of like a tire lever sorta. And then yeah, so I guess maybe we can heat it up now and see if we can shove it in there more. I tried to put some WD-40 on it, so we'll see. We gotta get it at least like an inch in there, you know. Okay, I got it in there. I got it in there just enough to get the clamp in there. So so yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that. So what I did is like I jammed it in there, and I used, like I said, I used this to kind of like lever it on, and then I use a hair dryer to help push it up in there. It's in there about an inch maybe. Honestly, I would feel more comfortable. I would feel comfortable if I just got that looks like a 45 degrees to me. If I got a 45 degree angle here, yeah, 45 degrees, and then we use this guy to connect it to the 90 degrees. It should be good. So we'll just go put this guy on, and then that'll be it, I guess. Alright, so I already got one of the clamps on there. It looks like it fits pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the tire at all. I hope not. And hopefully I didn't get any dirt. And actually, I should probably get a napkin or something and wipe the inside of that. And we'll take that out, and then we'll size this up. I may have to cut some of this off to get it to fit over that, or like it might be too long, you know. And then we'll be done. And then what I might do is I really have to move. I can't leave the car here today, but I might have to get a 45 degree filler neck. So it winds up being the same price as the Mitsubishi one, because I think I paid like 20 bucks or something for this hose. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 bucks. And then so I don't know, it would still be around like 40 or 50 bucks. So it's almost as expensive as the original, the OG alright, here's my gear. There it is, I did it. Okay, so ideally it would have been better to get a 45. That looks like a 45 degree hose. That's definitely not 90. But if you got a 45 degree hose about that long, you can connect it to here. So ideally it would be good to get a 90 and a 45, and then the coupler, and it'll come together easily, you know, if you buy the right size. So I tried to put this on there. Too small, won't fit. So the original clamp will not fit on this hose. This one is much thicker. So yeah, so you can see here on the bottom, I just have one of those normal clamps, and then I got two clamps here. So two clamps. I'm not really sure what diameter these are. It's more than 1.5 inches for sure. It's close to 1.5 inches. It's probably a little like 1.7 inches. or something. So I use 3 clamps and this hose, whatever number hose that was. I don't remember. I took a picture of it though. I'll put a description on the video below. But there it is. I got it to fit. It was a real pain in the ass trying to get this. Oh yeah. And this Starion intercooler pipe is about a 1.5 inch. So yeah. So it's a 1.5 inch 90-degree bend fuel filler hose, a 1.5 inch Starion intercooler pipe that I cut to fit, and 3 clamps. And the hardest part was trying to shoehorn this in there. So there you go. I did it. I fixed it. We'll find out if it leaks or not when I lower the car and the fuel gets in it. But I think it should be okay, I guess. It should be okay for now. This is flared out a lot. I don't know if that's a good idea. The hose was quite, what's what I'm gonna say? The hose is still quite pliable still. So I'm thinking it's okay, but ideally, I know if I wanted some better peace of mind, I would go buy a 45-degree hose, 45-degree piece hose, and then put it on this guy. Hopefully these clamps don't interfere with the wheel or anything. I don't think so. We'll find out when I put that in there. So what I got to do now is put the little jacket back. There's a little jacket here. Actually, I probably shouldn't put it back until. I probably should just leave it like that for now, just to drive it around with. But we'll put this back. I'll put the big, super big zip tie on it, or I'll just use a bunch of little zip ties, and then we'll see if it works. I think this should be fine. Hopefully the gas tank didn't get too dirty. So you can see here. What happened. There you go. That's the problem with that. Horrible, right? Totally cracked at the bottom. And it's super hard too. I don't know why. That seems to be a common problem with these Galants. They crack right there where the bead pushes up on it. So I'd imagine this may, I don't know, it may crack later, but we'll see. We'll drive it around like that for now. Maybe don't put a full tank of gas in quite yet. I don't know. I may just get another hose. But for now, I can't leave my car in the driveway like this because we need to get that Honda Pilot out. So yeah, this will do for now. I think it's better than. I feel that it's better than this. This worked pretty good though. I'm surprised. This rescue tape held for like a month of just sitting there, but I never filled it up all the way. So yeah, so I feel that this is much better than it was before. So but ideally, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a 45-degree bend here, straight here, and then that way the whole hose will be replaced. I don't feel comfortable reusing this hose, but then again, it might be okay. But like it would have been okay if I think it would have been okay to use this hose again if it's just slipped into the Starion hose, but it didn't. So I don't know what to say, man. Hope it works. All right, here's my go. There we go. Okay. Mission successful. There it is. Galant is back supporting itself, and is not leaking any fuel. It's a good thing. So the next thing to do would be to park the car in the driveway the other direction, because this driveway is slanted like this way, and then that'll force the fuel to go forward into the neck here. I don't think it'll leak from this neck. I'm worried it's gonna leak from up here when I fill it up all the way. Because when I fill it up all the way, I think there's gonna be fuel in here in the hose. Yeah, and then yeah. So, but I guess it'll be good for now. So I could definitely see why the hose cracked after so long, because you see how much it kind of it bows out a bit. I can feel the bead like right here. So that's why I have to put the clamp so far in here, you know. And then this clamp may cut into the hose too. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that turns out. I think if I had used the original hose, it would have been better. That's why they don't really use these for fuel injection stuff. It's not. It's really sharp, but the hose is thicker. This hose is thicker. It's beefier than the old hose, so I think it'll be fine. And it's a modern hose. I think it's designed to handle E85 and all that stuff, so I don't think we'll have any problems with it. Yeah, I don't think there's any interference problems. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks good. I gotta go torque the wheel, and we'll flip the car around, and we'll check it out again. Pep Boys right now, and I was seeing if they had adapters. If there was an adapter I could have used for that that fuel the fuel filler hose, and here it is right here. So 1 3/4 to 1 1/2. This might be a little too small for that filler. Yeah, it might be a little small, but you could always clamp it down. So this might do the trick. I don't know. It's like I said, the fuel filler hose had like probably shrunk over time is the problem. So I think it really was a 1 3/4, but because that's a big step right there. Look at that. But I had hell of a time getting it in there, and this probably would have, instead of using the Starion intercooler pipe, this probably would have been a better choice. And they're all $3 at this place. So that's just a little update for the fuel filler dealie. Yeah, if you're having trouble getting the hoses to fit, you can, or if you need that coupler, here you go, man. They got them, $3, and they're already they've already been flared already. You know, they're like adapters and stuff. So good stuff. Way to go, Pep Boys. I wish I'd known about this sooner. Yeah, what I'm gonna wind up doing is we're just gonna put I'm just gonna put another 1 3/4 hose with a 45-degree bend, like I mentioned before. And that way, it's a completely new hose for the whole thing, and I don't have to worry about it deteriorating. I don't think the one on there will deteriorate, but I'm afraid, like, since I stretch it so much, it's gonna crack eventually, and then there'll be fuel all over the place. So yeah, but I drove it today, and I'm here in San Carlos, so I drove it from San Jose to San Carlos, and no problems. I only filled it up the tank like halfway though, so I don't fill it up all the way yet. So, but I have ordered the 45-degree filler hose, and yeah, so I have ordered the 45-degree filler hose, and I'll get that on there, and that should be easy. I don't even have to put the car in some weird position. All right. So I found this 1 5/8 to 1 3/4 diameter. I don't know which one is bigger. You can barely tell. It's hardly any difference. So this one might have worked too. Best thing to do is get a bunch of measurements from your hoses and bring a caliper along, and then measure it. Because what you want is the outer diameter, the outer and then the inner for the hose. All right.